We can figure it out.
Yeah.
In Google trending news, former President Joe Biden is battling an aggressive form of prostate cancer, his office announced on Sunday, adding his condition is characterized by a Gleason score of 9. Are you familiar with the Gleason score?
I'm not familiar with the Gleason scores.
It only applies to prostate cancer, apparently.
Okay.
It's a 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
So it's a 1 to 10 score?
Yes.
Okay.
He's at a 9.
This is something that you should probably be well versed in.
Because you think I have prostate cancer?
No, because you're old.
You get it checked.
Oh. Well, I'm it's very depressing.
Uncomfortable.
So many faces he
office
just made.
also said Biden's diagnosis included it has metastasized to the bone.
Oh, yeah.
Biden's cancer diagnosis comes after a small nodule was found in the former president's prostate after a routine physical exam on Tuesday. Discovery of the nodule necessitated further evaluation, his spokesman said at the time.
Mine's plugged. I'm just going to take off the jump.
The story goes on to say that this type of cancer responds well to hormone treatment, and they expect his condition to be manageable.
Even with the Gleason level of 9?
Well, they're saying manageable. They're not saying healed. The man's 83 years old. They just have to keep him comfortable at this point.
But it's to the bone.
Yes, I don't think anybody expects him to survive.
Right.
No, really?
Yes.
You know what's really crazy about this story that I was thinking when I was reading this the other day?
Yes.
He went through a physical all the time as president, like a full checkup.
And why didn't they state that before?
Right. Is it maybe because they didn't want to put, alarm to the president, to the country about the president maybe possibly dying?
I would imagine there's some validity in that, considering it was near the end of his term.
Yeah.
And then when he didn't run again, that might have been when they found it.
At a level 9?
Yeah, it seems like it's been stirring for a little bit.
Well, I don't,
Stewing,
it's Gleason score. I don't know how they measure it, but yeah, I mean, it's not like he's got stage, it's 4 as high as cancer goes? I don't even know.
It's the finger measurement, right?
I don't know either, but I would assume that it's 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah. I know 4 is bad. At 4, they tell you to get your affairs in order.
Right.
So I don't know if Gleason 9 means get your affairs in order. I don't know if it transitions that way, if it means the same thing.
I mean, he's 83. He should have his affairs in order, period. Right?
Well, yes.
That's safe to say.
Well, I would imagine when you're president, that's sort of something they do on day one.
There's a guy for that?
Probably.
This is the guy who's going to make sure your affairs are in order?
Right, just in case. I mean, you could be assassinated at any time.
Right.
So, I mean, you got to have, this is what they do. Or maybe there's just a standard package they give you. Go, look, here are your affairs.
Here is the affairs package?
Yeah, here's the affairs package. Not that type of affair, sir. This is a different type of affair. This is what happens to you when you die.
This isn't Oval Office affairs.
Right.
It's a totally different kind of
different kind of affair.
Right.
Oh.
Yes.
So, I mean, but Boots has a very valid point. There are always medical checkups, and you, as the public goes through, you always hear about these medical checkups. Clean bill of health from the president, right?
Boots, can you look and see how often they do a physical for the president? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Sure. I'm going to try and smoke this.
Maybe maybe it's the when you get in they check you, and then when you get out they check you.
I'm very upset right now.
Unless something happens to be wrong, because it's plugged.
Yeah.
Suck hard, Michael. Let these people on the Patreon get their money's worth watching you just come on.
Well, this isn't the Patreon.
I know, but it will be. When
this is public.
I know this is public access TV, Michael.
This is public access.
Yes.
Oh, so this is a freebie. Okay, it says presidents of the United States typically have one annual physical exam. This is a standard medical checkup, but there is no requirement for them to have them or release the results to the public. Additionally, presidents often have verbal check-ins with their doctors a few times a week, sometimes while exercising.
Well,
so annually, so maybe once a year, but it's not. It's
required to happen before.
It's not required.
But it's probably required to happen when you get into the presidency.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you definitely have a physical.
Right.
Then.
Right. They want to make sure. We just elected him, and look at this. His arm's going to fall off.
But I'm sure the Democratic Party, probably wanted him to rerun, and then if they did, they would have probably had to do a medical exam, and maybe they found it. Maybe that's
what
why
I was saying. Yeah, maybe that's why they brought up the woman.
You think they wanted him to rerun?
Well, he was running there briefly.
Yeah, on his own accord. And then once they realized that he couldn't speak at all in public.
Well, I mean, is it really? I mean, does he just get to go, I'm going again?
I think that's
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I think that's how that started.
I think there's a group of advisors that, help him. He's not just sitting there, wakes up on Saturday and go, you know what? I think I'll run again.
Look, Joe, you got your affairs in order, okay? It's a
Yeah.
4-finger death punch here.
Look, Joe, your underwear's on your head. This might not be a good idea.
He's the president. I don't care either way. Right. As the president, you make the statement, hey, I have the ability to go for another term. I'm doing it.
Right.
Right? No, at that point, the DNC or the RNC, they've already endorsed you. They're not.
You don't think anybody can tell him no?
I think that, no, I don't. You're you're one of the most powerful men in the world at that point.
Yeah, but not really. There's people that advise you, people that tell you what to do.
Sure, people advise you, but the reality is that I don't care. I'm running the Democratic Party, right?
So let's say the Democrats didn't want you to. You think you could run without their support?
Yeah, I'm the president. They better get in line at that point.
Yeah, but they're getting, we want Camilla.
I think that's what happened. I think realistically, they looked at him and said, Joe.
But he said he wanted to.
Yeah, but
it would have been cheaper.
Eventually,
for them to
I think that somebody convinced him and said, listen.
Yeah.
We've been rotating in and out your depends more than normal at this point.
So is it someone convinced or someone told him he's not allowed to anymore?
I don't think that I think that they convinced him to step down.
So really we're saying the same thing.
Or maybe he was having this issue.
They said, hey, yeah.
And
hey, you're peeing an awful lot at night, we've noticed.
Hey, you got cancer.
Yeah, you can't rerun.
Right.
There's a nodule on your thing.
Yeah, buddy. Maybe that's a good point too. Maybe they said,
well,
hey.
That's what I say. Maybe they found it then and they're like, we don't.
Not only are you completely senile.
Right,
allegedly.
you're at a 9
allegedly
on the Gleason
senile
scale.
But, yeah. Outlook, a magic 8 ball say, outlook not so good.
Not good.
Oh. I hate those magic 8 balls.
Well, I hope he has his. I mean, I hope the guy has a speedy recovery. I hope that he survives.
He's manageable. I don't think no one mentioned recovery or cure.
I hope that it works out for him. I never wish ill will on anybody.
It's in the bones. There's really not much after.
Once it's in the bones, you're done.
It's usually
that's what they say. Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Who are they? Again,
the people that convince you not to be president anymore.
The affair people.
The affair people.
Yeah.
The affair people.
Those guys with the hats. You saw them in
fedoras.
That movie.
Oh yeah, they just come out of the shadows.
They're back
out of
again.
the shadows with the hats on. Listen, we've seen things, and you're not going to fare well through this.
Just so you know.
Just so you know.
We are they, and we say.
What happened to JFK?
He died.
He was with the Mexican Navy sailors, apparently.
Right. Yeah.